The betrayal of trust by a woman, a lover, a wife, a companion, is not merely a personal tragedy. It is a disruption of a man's internal kingdom, a silent invasion that topples the towers of trust and stability. Men often walk blindly into this collapse, not because they are weak, but because they are willfully unaware. Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance strategist of statecraft and human nature, never wrote about relationships in a modern sense, but his principles apply with startling accuracy. According to Machiavelli, human beings are not governed by moral ideals, but by self-interest, ambition, desire, and a need for survival. This is not a video of comfort. This is a video of clarity, of brutal truth, of unveiling the reasons why women cheat and men never see it coming. Let us dissect the core of female betrayal through the piercing lens of Machiavellian truth. 1. She cheats because you gave her too much power. Machiavelli warned rulers to never become dependent on mercenaries or foreign powers. Similarly, a man who gives his woman unchecked emotional or psychological control becomes a puppet in his own palace. A woman respects a man who has boundaries, principles, and a sovereign mind. When you become dependent on her approval, afraid to disagree, or mold your identity to appease her, she begins to lose respect. And once respect dies, desire follows. What remains is contempt, and that contempt often fuels infidelity. A woman doesn't cheat because she wants to destroy you. She cheats because she no longer sees you as the ruler of your domain. And a man without a kingdom is simply a subject to her emotions. 2. She cheats because you thought love was enough. Niccolo understood that fear often binds people more than love. A man who believes that love alone will keep a woman faithful ignores the darker forces that rule the human soul. Stability, security, admiration, mystery. These matter more to many women than love. In a Machiavellian world, love without strength is like a kingdom with no army. When a man becomes predictable, soft, passive, she starts to feel emotionally orphaned. She begins to look for someone who stimulates her survival instincts, someone who challenges her emotionally, someone who makes her feel alive again. The irony? She may still love you while she cheats, because what she craves in the shadows is not affection, but power, sensation, and escape. 3. She cheats because you forgot the game never ends. Machiavelli insisted that a prince must always be vigilant. Even in peace, he must prepare for war. A man who stops courting his woman, who forgets the subtle strategies of seduction, who lets himself become dull and domesticated. He opens the gates to betrayal. Women are not static beings. They evolve, they test, they respond to stimulus. If another man is playing the game better, more mystery, more excitement, more masculine polarity, she may be drawn to his orbit. Not because she planned to betray you, but because you stopped giving her the feeling she initially fell for. You surrendered your edge. And in Machiavellian logic, when power is left unguarded, it gets seized. 4. She cheats because you refuse to see her nature. Machiavelli believed that to rule effectively, one must see people not as they pretend to be, but as they are. Too many men romanticize women. They project onto them innocence, purity, and moral superiority. But women, like men, are creatures of instinct, desire, ambition, and fear. To believe your woman is incapable of betrayal is not loyalty, it's blindness. Women cheat for emotional fulfillment, for attention, for power, for revenge, for thrill. They cheat not because they are evil, but because they are human. And when their needs go unmet, or worse, are ignored, they find other sources. A Machiavellian man does not hate women for this. He understands it. Through understanding, he protects himself. 5. She cheats because she can. In a modern world, the opportunity to cheat is everywhere. Dating apps, social media, private messaging, emotional affairs. A woman today has access to endless temptation. Machiavelli said that laws are only effective when they are enforced. Similarly, relationships without consequences are easily violated. If a woman knows you will forgive anything, tolerate disrespect, or remain no matter what, she loses fear. And when fear disappears, so does self-restraint. You don't have to control her. You have to control yourself, your boundaries, your standards, your willingness to walk away. That alone builds the necessary respect that keeps betrayal at bay. 6. She cheats because she no longer fears losing you. Machiavelli believed fear was more reliable than love. Harsh. Yes. True. Absolutely. A woman will test your value, especially over time. She will assess whether you are a man whose absence would be devastating or irrelevant. The more needy, predictable, and desperate you become, the less afraid she is of losing you. And when a woman loses that fear, she may seek the validation of men who possess what you've lost: mystery, discipline, power, emotional detachment. A man who understands this operates differently. He builds his value. He maintains options. He prioritizes purpose. He is not cruel, but he is never fully possessed by anyone. He is wanted but never owned. Final thoughts. What Machiavelli would tell you today: do not hate the woman who betrays you. Do not become a cynic. Instead, become a strategist. Learn, reflect, transform. Women cheat for brutal reasons. Reasons that are emotional, primal, and often unconscious. But the common thread is this: she cheats when you stop being the man she cannot replace. In a world where feelings rule and temptations multiply, the Machiavellian man stays sharp. He does not surrender his masculine edge. He does not sacrifice his boundaries for comfort. He leads. He commands. And most of all, he never assumes loyalty without strategy. Remember, power is respected. Mystery is desired. Discipline is magnetic. Never stop evolving. Never stop observing. Never stop leading. And she will never stop fearing to lose you.